Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello, and welcome back to this Rabbit's Breakdown. We are doing episode 7 of season 2, Lucy and the Cardinal. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this puppy.
You were watching that channel because you needed to see the Day of the Triffids for school, but that movie wasn't playing. Instead, there was something else?
Exactly. We were watching a pledge drive.
And your friend called to ask you to record 2 movies, including the one he was watching on Channel 28 at the time.
Yeah, like I said in the last video, the PBS can do some really interesting fun drives. Then, because your PBS stations have somewhat the ability to do their own scheduling, then you throw in the super weird stuff of this universe, and this whole Rabbit's universe / Black Tape / Tanis, this whole weird bizarre universe thing going on, and it gets really weird really fast.
But the movies you were watching during that pledge drive did not include your friend's Killer Baby movie or the Day of the Triffids?
Exactly.
And one of the things you'd ended up watching was a movie called Lucy and the Cardinal.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're sure you were tuned into the right channel?
Yeah, positive. Channel 28, KBTC.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a real channel. I don't know. But the PBS stations, or at least all the ones I was familiar with or am familiar with, they have your traditional 4-letter thing, but they usually have somewhere within there have the PBS, they have like WTTT, whatever, PBS. So, I didn't know. It may just been a Central Texas thing when I was growing up, but who knows?
So your friend must have made a mistake. He must have been watching his Killer Baby movie on another channel.
That's exactly what we thought, and we told him so the next day at school.
What did he say?
He was pissed. He said he had the right channel.
So, what happened? Did you eventually find out if you or your friend had been watching the wrong channel?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, in English class, 2 days later, our teacher asked how many of us at home watched the Day of the Triffids on KBTC.
And?
And more than 2/3 of the kids in class raised their hands.
So, yeah, that seems like the weirdness was kind of targeting them.
They'd all watched the movie?
Well, not only that, but they'd all watch it on Channel 28.
So, I'm guessing that you and your friends were just mistaken about the channel you were watching, about the pledge drive and that other...
Now, I don't know about the particular type, this particular universe, but I know in our universe, the real world, or as we perceive it, on a UHF channel, and I did this as a kid accidentally several times, be on a UHF channel and have it tune in to God knows where, and you think you're on the right channel, So yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. But UHF and VHF back in, or at least when I was growing up in the 80s, could lead to some really interesting conversations about channels and TV programs.
Movie.
Lucy and the Cardinal.
Yeah, that one.
Right, but
what?
But that's not what happened, because we weren't watching the wrong channel.
What do you mean?
I mean, I taped it.
You taped it?
Yeah.
Taped what?
I taped 6 hours of Channel 28 that night. I taped the pledge drive. I ended up recording the movie called Lucy and the Cardinal.
And the day of the Triffids?
Not a bit of it.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
From the Public Radio Alliance and Minnow Beats Whale, you're listening to Rabbits. I'm Riley Bennett. Stay with us.
The intro to the intro. I've kind of, that's kind of grown on me. A lot of your streaming shows will do that now. You'll have 2, 3, 4 minutes of the show, then you'll have the opening credits. You have the rest of the show. So yeah, it's that whole format's starting to grow on me because of this style of podcast and that particular style coming out in the the streaming shows. Or the double opening, I should say. This is we're moving on to some really weird stuff here.
At the end of my conversation with Gabriel Gomez, I asked him if he still had that tape. He told me that he'd check. I received a call a few days later. Gabriel had dug through his parents' garage and found the tape. He agreed to let me pay to have the content he'd recorded of Channel 28 digitized. I had asked him to send me the tape, but he said if this was some kind of weird, rare recording, he didn't want to risk putting it in the mail.
Yeah. I can agree with him on that one. Because there are a lot of things that I had recorded off of TV growing up that I kind of wished I had a digital version of that I can't find anywhere. So it is one of those things, and I understand his viewpoint completely.
I called a local studio who did the kind of transfer we needed, set up a secure pickup and drop-off time with a bonded courier, and then waited. In the meantime, there were a few other things I needed to look into. Like the woman named Violet who had told me I was being followed, that she'd hacked into my computer, and that the people she believed were following me might actually be what are known in the game as wardens.
And that can't be a good thing if you're getting followed by wardens.
When we left you last time, Remedy Slim's sister Violet had just told me,
I kinda hacked into your computer.
What?
Sorry?
So, who were those people in the arcade, the people who were following me? Violet?
I believe they might be what Rabbits players refer to as wardens.
No way.
Yeah, way.
I think maybe way.
So, wardens are real?
Well, maybe, but I'm not exactly sure about that yet. But those people following you were definitely real.
Okay, so what makes you think
Yeah, that definitely gets weird.
they're wardens?
I discovered they'd been following me and a friend of mine, so I turned the tables.
How do you mean?
I disappeared myself and my friend and started following them.
You disappeared yourself?
Yeah.
Now that would be a neat trick, to disappear yourself like that, to be able to spy on the people who are spying on you.
Ow.
I'm seriously great at stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, alright, let's go back for a minute. You told me that nobody's playing the 9th iteration of the game.
Almost nobody. A few of us are still playing, although not everybody understands it's the 9th iteration.
Fine, so essentially there are far less players than normal.
Far less, to say the least, yeah.
Alright, so assuming that's true.
Which it is.
Assuming that's true.
I've had arguments like that with people. It's hilarious. Just seeing arguments that I have had with people on both sides of the argument, and just being so well played out in this story.
What the hell are we supposed to do now?
Find the Traveler. Win the game.
What did you just say?
Find the Traveler. Win the game.
Yeah, that's getting cryptic there, kids.
Did you just say that phrase because you hacked into my computer and found out what I've been looking into? Or are you saying that because you're looking for the Traveler as well? Violet.
Does it matter?
Of course it matters.
I found you while following those people. I was playing the game. You're clearly playing the game, or maybe you're part of the game, or both. You're looking for the Traveler, so...
So you think that's important?
Yes, I think it is. In the whole long run of things.
Yes.
So, okay, we have a bit to unpack here. First, wardens. Those of you familiar with Season 1 of this podcast will remember wardens as scary keepers of the secrets of the game, or terrifying gray smudges that move in from the edges of reality
And are possibly homicidal.
and tear your sanity from your head.
If you're lucky.
Either way, those who play the game are unsure about what the wardens actually are, or if they even exist.
A boogeyman to keep them in line, I guess. Depending on how this all plays out.
I've studied everything available about the game, listened to each and every iteration of the Prescott Competition Manifesto, and asked everybody I could find who was even remotely connected to the game. And the only thing I've been able to find out about the mysterious figures known as wardens is that nobody knows anything.
Everyone knows something, but no one knows anything. That's kind of interesting. That would be that I could see David Letterman back in the day when he was doing his show back in his heyday, back in the 80s. David Letterman introducing a guest like that.
So clearly, or rather, severely opaquely, the wardens are going to have to remain vague, mysterious entities.
Yes, vaguely. Vaguely, opaquely. I like that. I may have to use that sometime.
For the time being. Let's take a look at some of the other things Violet told me. First, there's the fact that she believed 9 was still running, but almost nobody was playing. I asked her more about it while she was at my apartment. If the 9th iteration of the game is still running, and almost nobody's playing, isn't that a good thing?
What do you mean?
I mean, for you, doesn't that give you a better chance to win?
Maybe, but I'm not really trying to win.
No?
Not really, no.
Then why are you playing the game is the next logical answer. Or question, I should say. Next logical question, not answer.
I'm trying to find out what it is.
What is?
Rabbits.
Well, isn't it a game?
Kind of. Yes. I mean, it's a game for sure, but what if it's so much more?
Meacham radiance, other dimensions.
Sure. Or the secret to unimaginable riches, maybe even eternal life.
Really?
Who knows? That's what I'm trying to find out. You have to admit it feels like nothing else when you're on the right path. When you discover a clue, it feels...
Otherworldly?
Yeah.
Lightning, maybe?
Exactly. Other fucking worldly.
Yep. I would have to agree. There have been things that I've done in my life that in which I have, once I've done something or completed something or figured something out, it's just been that tingly feeling.
Do you have anything to drink?
We sat and talked and drank gin.
So, that is our story so far. We're going to go ahead and call it good here. Hope everyone's enjoying this. I plan on probably starting Saturday and Sunday. Instead of doing 4, what I'm going to do is do 1 Saturday and do 1 Sunday of something that is not in the current rotation of 4. Currently we're doing the Gen X playlist, Rabbits, Black Tapes, and the Kingdom of Fear. So on Saturday and Sunday, what I plan on posting is like something that is not in one of those its own playlist, and it's going to be substantially 30-40 minutes long. It's going to be a long thing, just for the weekends, just to see, playing with the algorithm for YouTube, just to see how it affects the page. So as always, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?